All right. So for my stream recording watchers, we're gonna play a little bit of Pirate Demon Hunter because it turns out I've never played this deck and I have all the cards for it. And it's relatively cheap and good. So like when people ask what's a good deck to get to Legend, I can be like Pirate Demon Hunter. If you have what is it? Three legendaries. One of the legendaries I can recommend crafting is Patches. The pilot is, of course, a class specific one, so it's hard to recommend that one. Um, and Kirchhoff is really only played in this deck, but like he's pretty good in this deck, so it's like hard not to recommend playing him. But that's pretty much the deck. What's up, Evil? How's it? Holy smokes, you're fast. No problem for making the videos. Thanks for showing up. Holy smokes. I literally just pressed record. And you're already okay, well, for my stream recording watchers and Evil, I guess that's the deck introduction. I used like 70 to 80% of it, and it is really good. Awesome. That's good to hear. Nice. It's cool to see people using. I want to say my decks because like I'll be honest, I don't make my decks. I leave that more to the people who are actually good at deck building. But maybe I'll try my hand at brewing sometime in the future. Um, yeah, I lean heavily on other people's decks, but it's cool that you find some value from my silly little videos. Okay. Anyway, let's uh let's get into it. Let's just, jump in the games. Why not? And let's also turn on the music cuz, Hearthstone has good music. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. So, Pirate Demon Hunter, trying to like get acclimated to like playing this deck. Is it saying I'm playing not Pirate Demon Hunter? I'm playing Tree and Druid. Because my last video I made was Tree and Druid. You know what? You know what? Let's just jam some Tree and Druid real quick. Psych, we're actually playing Tree and Druid. Alright, so need to change my mindset. I do not want this card. Aeroponics, not really wanting that. Witchwood Apple is decent. Is it decent enough to keep? Because really I want Sow in the Soil or Tree Reinforcements, but like Witchwood Apple is like a good backup plan. Let's keep Witchwood Apple, see how that treats me. Let's see how that goes. And my opponent is playing some sort of Ysera deck. Love to see it. Let's show him the apples. Just a really early apple and an overgrown beanstalk. You know what? I'm about to go crazy if he doesn't touch my beautiful trees. And they are going to go with an aquatic form into a coining of... Innervate. Oh, are they playing Communion? Well, you can't do much better if you're my opponent. What'd they discard? Some, like, just absolute haymakers, because this deck is just full of haymakers. Let's draw 3. Let's just draw 3 and hope my opponent whiffs. They probably won't, because their deck is all gas, but we can dream. It's all about dreaming here. Alright, we had fun. Okay, so... You can't do much against that, I'll be honest. Yeah. So... Good game opponent. Not bad. Okay, let's actually play... let's actually play Pirate Demon Hunter now. Alright. Select that one. Cool. So, I do kind of want to play that Communion deck, but like a budget-focused one, like as budget as it can be. Because like the base of that deck is really cheap. And I think I could make it pretty cheaply. But also, I'm not really sure what the... I don't know if I can find enough budget haymakers. But it's only a 30-card deck, so maybe I can. Another Paladin. Okay. So we are... We have a great hand, honestly. So we, of course, keep patches. I kind of like Field of Strife because I'm going to try to get on the board early. I feel like Instrument Tech isn't the best, but I also have Dispose of Evidence, which works really well with the weapon. Let's be... I think I really just want to create a wide board to start, and this will be like my... I want to draw this later, so I can actually like draw the card, like a lot of cards after I make a nice wide board. So I'm gonna test out that theory. Game 1, you draw patches. You draw patches, game 1. That's fine. Hey, it happens. Happens more than I would like to admit. My opponent can now laugh at me. They know I have patches, the pirate, in my hand. So, egg on my face. Yeah. Can't tilt out that early. Okay, they only played one card off of that. So are they playing... They might be playing... Holy Wrath. Because they would have played another Libram discounter that turn. So I am just going to crash on in. Could have bumped there, but... I think... Really, I'm just trying to race them. Either way, they're going to clear a 2-1. I'll just get in my sweet, sweet damage now. While I still can. And they are going to clear the 2-1 without the good Death Rattle. Hero Power on turn 3. This screams Holy Wrath. And drawing Southseed Captain screams, I'm going to play it. So let's just dish on in. Get my opponent down to 20 and hope they don't just obliterate me for 125 damage. There's the holiest of cowboys. So now I have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Which does set up lethal next turn. With a weapon equip hero power. I'll take it. And we are yet again just going to ignore what my opponent is doing over there. Get them down to 4. Call it a day. Switched to wild recently. I'm playing extra large quest priest. That sounds sick. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people switch to wild here recently. I honestly haven't touched standard much recently. Because I don't hear the best reviews of the format. That being said, I am being timed out right now. So I guess, I mean, you could say the same thing about this god-awful format. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, of course. I love Wild. Wild is the best format, not close. Okay, let's just smack into this thing, I guess. And I'll be low. And I will also play this as a distraction. Nice. Fantastic. But yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people check out Wild recently, and I've only heard people enjoy it. Like, the diversity in this format just feels so much higher. And did my opponent? Oh, perfection. Amazing. Be right back. Gotta make a Reddit post. Gotta make a Reddit post about this Holy Wrath deck. It's upwards of... I just need to. It's so important. Alright, jump right back into it. Again, immunity. The ability immunity. Ice block or timeout. Very fair. Very fair / balanced. I hear a lot of people say. Got a priest opponent.
Your power is no substitute for true strength.
I will prove myself to you.
So let's see if I can not draw Patches the Pirate. And you know what? I'm so scared of drawing Patches the Pirate. I might just full keep this. I may just mess around and full keep this. Yeah. I think this hand's good enough just to full keep. Okay. Playing against another pirate deck. And they have a 1/3, but what do you think? Or they have a 2/3. What do you think about a 1/3? Not playing the 2/1 because their Patches trades super well into it, and I'm not going to play this coin because I have some nice 3-drops. I'm hearing standard is trash right now. That's the general review I hear about that format. Oh. My opponent is dunking on me. But what do you think about double 2/1? I think that could be good. I think it could be worthwhile.
Starting the operation.
I'm kind of embarrassed because, oh my goodness. I don't think my opponent could have drawn much better than that.
Good hit, my turn.
So I think I need to kill that. Or I could try to utilize that myself. I could bump here. No, that has to be bad. Fine. Fine, I'll be responsible. Still not loving where I'm at. I'm at 18. Their hand is mighty empty. But they also have so much burn. Yeah, that's a little bit of burn. And Frenzied Fellwing. A very solid start from my opponent. Let's start the turn by crunching in here. This also discounts my weapon quite a bit, which I do like. Then I can spend some coins, play out this pirate. And do I play this just to draw an additional card? I don't think so. I think I'd rather just draw 2. So let's clear this 1-2, I guess. And very glad I just drew 2. And I will clear their 3-2, I guess. And that'll have to be good enough. So I don't know what winning looks like at this point because they have so much burn. That counts as burn in some parts of the country. And they are just going to deal me 2 damage. Okay, can I deal 25 here? There's some worlds where I can deal 25 here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There is a good chance I can actually deal a ton of damage here.
I grow impatient.
Now the question is, I think I want to draw first. Actually, no, I would rather swing with these fellas first. So my attack can be massive. So I just need to hit a couple of pirates. So let's hit just a couple pirates. And you know what? Just call it just GG to my opponent. I don't think I have any business winning that game. But sometimes good cards can just carry you to victory. Just play good decks. Okay, so I definitely see the power of this deck. This deck is crazy. Just like the burst damage from the Demon Hunter specific pirates are just so much better than like the Priest pirates. Got a rogue opponent. Usually doing something a little unfair.
This ends now.
Got a nice little 1, 2, 3. Not sure how I feel about Dispose Evidence. I think this comes later. So I'll throw that back. And I mean, the pirate synergies are off the rails. So my opponent could be on Miracle, they could be on Pirate, they could be on Sir Finley Sea Guide. It's a number of things. And I am just the best. I am the best. I had the Brigand opener. Sorry, opponent. And I will have the Roughhouser to follow it up. Never mind. How about just patches the pilot and this here 2/2? Call it turn. So Dart Throw. Dart Throw Sir Finley Sea Guide. I have no information. Into a turn 3 hero power. Okay, okay. The more plays my opponent makes, the more questions I have. So I'll just play the Roughhouser and call it a turn. So now their weapon cannot crash into my my pilot.
A frozen treat as sweet as me.
Every play my opponent does, just more question marks. And they have a Soul Freeze. That is pretty good. And I have South Sea Captain Mistake. And I will cash this in. Yeah, cash that in, clear the 3/3, go upstairs for 3, and that's my board. I hope my opponent likes it. Do I play any control decks? I mess with some control decks. I really prioritize playing like combo and aggro, honestly, because those are the budget decks, especially in Wild. Most control decks in Wild are like Renathal piles with like a billion legendaries. And I'm trying to like show that Wild is more like of an accessible format. Granted, the deck I'm playing right now has 3 legendaries, but like with like Treant Druid being my previous video, and other budget decks I've played. I think I've played Elemental Mage. I mean, I had way too many Elemental Mage videos because it's like budget friendly and good. But yeah, like 30k dust decks. Yeah. Also, I just like kind of find aggro more fun. Might be a controversial take, but I'm a huge fan of, ooh, no ice block, you love to see it. Big fan of showing that this format can be accessible. Speaking of accessible, my mana, for my opponent's mana, will not be next turn. So let's think about where my damage is going. Those 3/3s are going face every time. It's really a question of, is this 2/4 going into their 2/2? So I'll get them down to 4. Is there a big difference between 4 and 6? There actually is, because if I draw a weapon hero power alone is enough to deal lethal. So I think it is actually correct just to ignore what they're doing. Yeah, like extra large hostage mage looks like a ton of fun, but I've been playing this game since like Unguro, and I still don't have enough dust to craft it. So I'm just, you know, I'm just a degenerate aggro player. Mine is only 13k dust. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there is definitely some control decks that are a little bit lower in dust. And I think I should probably show off some more control decks, especially if I can find a more budget-conscious one. But right now, I'm showing off. I mean, I think this one is, if I just had to eyeball it, 6 to 7,000 K dust, which is like still like kind of pricey, but in the span of Wild, it's not too terrible. But yeah, I think so. Like, let's think like what is like an accessible control deck. Like, I think CTA, extra large CTA Paladin is like kind of a control-y deck. Like, it's definitely more on the aggro side. But like it can kind of play control with like the amount of secrets it plays, and I think that deck is awesome. Like, it's really good, it's kind of cheap, it kind of has like a control game plan going, but it also can just win games by like playing little dudes, because Call to Arms is really good. So I might need to highlight that deck because it's like a control-y deck that's a really good intro to Wild if you want to play like a less straightforward aggro deck like Pirate Demon Hunter. But yeah, I definitely think there is room to brew with control in Wild. I just need to find a list or just make one of my own. Been watching Hearthstone more than playing, but started playing more recently. And all I got is Barnes, Disco Lock, and Libram Paladin. And yeah, that's what I'm like kind of like playing. Like that's what I make videos for, is like people who like just got back into the game and can only afford or their collection can only support like Libram Paladin or Discard Warlock. Haven't played in months. How much worse is the meta with the new expansion? Wild's not bad. Wild's not bad. Um, the new expansion did nearly nothing for standard, from what I hear. There is actually hybridization druid. I made a video about that. It plays a new card. Like the whole deck is built around the card hybridization. But yeah, the new set is a little weak, and I guess the way they're trying to justify it is saying they're trying to like lower the power level, but I'm kind of in the camp of make more exciting cards. I know power creep is like, you know, not cash money, but you also want to make your game exciting. And if you make low power cards, you get the same decks for months on end, which was exactly what we're seeing in standard. So I definitely sympathize with the Hearthstone developers because it seems like the game is in a state that's really hard to fix, and there's really no clear answer. I do not envy the design team because it seems really hard to design this game with it being 10 years old. But we got a shaman. We got a Brucon across the screen.
This ends now.
Dangerous Cliffside. I've not seen this card yet in this playthrough. And when I typically lose to Pirate Demon Hunter is because of this card. That being said, that's a 4-drop and I'm playing an aggro deck. Yeah. Yeah. I think this is the key. This weapon is crazy. I know it's a 3-drop and this is an aggro deck, but this is a really good 3-drop. Don't need Instrument Tech because I already have my weapon. This is a 4-drop. And this is a 1-drop. A complete rotation. Yeah, I hear a lot of people throw around the idea of rotating out powerful cards early. And I don't know if this is like the reason why they don't do it, but my suspicion is dust refunds, which personally I would love, but I also know that dust refunds are probably a huge hit to like monetary gain, and like that's, I mean, that shouldn't be a factor, but I think it is a factor. I think my opponent is on Big Shaman based off of not seeing Renathal or a hero power change and then playing nothing on turn 1. This smells like a Big Shaman. Yeah. With the gavel, we're definitely dealing with a large shaman. So let's try to deal them large damage before they can do anything to us. So this has dealt 8 damage. Not bad. Not bad. But yeah, like, I really have no idea how I would approach fixing, I mean, like, fixing the game, but fixing the game seems really tough. Because I think, like, so many different people and so many different things, like, people who play Wild want the standard sets to be really strong. I know they don't typically cater towards Wild, but... And then, like, standard players want new and exciting decks as well. And if you just release low-powered stuff, you don't get new and exciting stuff. You just get maybe 1 or 2 new cards to, I don't know, Murloc Paladin. Which, it seems like the mini set is kind of just doing that. Just trying to support the newest set. Let's see if my opponent has the Muck Morpher. If they do, the game is likely over. Okay. Sure, yeah. Interesting. Was not expecting the Avatar of Destruction. You quit when they nerf scabs. Yeah, that was kind of a controversial nerf. Like, I get why they did, but at the same time, I feel like they probably could have nerfed probably a different card from that deck that was using animation cheating, or they could have just, you know, done something about animation cheating, but so what do I do about this board? I could equip Hero Power Smack into it. There's no way for me to... I guess I could Hero Power Smack, equip Glaive afterwards. Yeah, I think that's the play. Because my stuff's going to die anyway. Let's just equip the weapon so it can keep an additional durability on it. I got 5.8k gold. What do I do? Well, the mini set's about to release, so that's 2,000 gold accounted for. And the rest of the gold... I'm also a chronic gold hoarder, so, like, I'm going to say buy packs, but... or you can just look at it, you know? Just look how pretty it is. That's typically what I do. You know, just look at my beautiful cards. Let's go for a Dangerous Cliffside. Press that button. Clear that totem. Hero Power Smack him for 4, and just more pirates. Okay, so my opponent needs to clear this board or they lose. Because I have Adrenaline Fiend and so much damage. I think I can beat that, actually. I don't think I can beat that, actually. This is definitely a tough matchup. So if I go Adrenaline Fiend, South Sea Captain, Hero Power, I could almost clear it. Yeah, I'm thinking this game's probably not not for me. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna do it. Okay. I could beat that in some world. In some world I can beat that. No taunt totem. Okay, okay. Ship's Cannon is almost something. So I can go Ship's Cannon, equip, attack, draw 1. And that one could be something good. I think this is my best bet. Hopefully it like kills a hand. Just one hand would be ideal. Okay, okay. We're kind of cooking. And honestly, they are kind of getting close to the point of just playing their minions. So let's mana burn them. Is there any one drop that I could draw that I would want to play? Honestly, there's plenty. So I will just... Actually, there's not, because the disaster is this hand goes into... Yeah, so I do not want this ship's cannon smack into anything. And next turn I do have lethal. So we are very lucky that my opponent is opting for Avatar of Destruction instead of Walking Mountain. And they have a rock biter weapon. Okay, so it's still not lethal yet. A devolve. Okay, okay. We're still in it. Shout out to Target Dummy. And Wind Chill. Freezing my pirate, that makes sense. And my opponent. Good game. Good game, opponent. Get this pirate out of here. So what have we learned? We learned that Walking Mountain is better than Avatar of Destruction. So all my big Shaman enjoyers, do not put Avatar of Destruction in your deck. It was lethal until devolve. I think I was at 10, so I would have gone down. Actually, was it? Was it actually lethal? It was lethal. Oh. Yeah, I guess my opponent kind of threw. That's fine. I mean, it happens. It happens the best. Froot wouldn't have thrown like that. But it happens. Don't think about it too much, Pine Martin. Is the DK class weak and wild? I see a lot of people have some success with it, with like control DK. But again, we're dealing with 30k dust control slot piles for a deck that is maybe above a 50% win rate. So I would say it's not your best option for dust cost or for win rate. I know it's the boring answer, but aggro. If you're trying to win games, it's just aggro. It's the boring answer, but it's, I think, the correct answer. Okay, another Demon Hunter enjoyer.
This ends now.
How's it going, Patches? I'll keep my pirate synergies here. Definitely not keeping Glide. But let's just try to create a nice wide board for the Fiend and the Roughhouser. I miss even DK. I was thinking about brewing a little bit with even DK. I'm not sure like what it's gotten recently that would make me brew with it, but the deck is really cool. Let's go with Mistake. And if my opponent does not clear, I do have a Roughhouser off of a coin to make my board a little bit more beefy.
Who's hiding now?
They will go for
Who's hiding
double
now?
outsider. Okay.
They will never catch me.
Wow. That is all their cards. I still think it is worth it to go Roughhouser. Now that's the question. Do I mana burn instead, coin Adrenaline Fiend? And I think the answer is yes. Mana burn is absolutely backbreaking, because this also allows me to clear this 1/1. Yeah, that's insane. So they will not have much mana to deal with, so that drawing of the additional card will likely not result in them completing that first part of the quest line. Another sigil. And patches. Cool. So turn 3, they still have not completed any of their quests, which is exactly where I want to be. And we are going to go for a Roughhouser. And I think Roughhouser... I think I'm going to sink 2 damage into their patches and keep my board nice and healthy, because I do have Field of Strife and Dangerous Cliffside. And I just want to, like, capitalize on having those go wide cards. So let's clear their 1/1. Call it a day. So turn 4, they have not completed the first part of their quest line, but this is typically when they start going a little crazy. Especially if they can draw some parachutes. Luckily that discount is not landing on many cards. And then a double jump and a paraglide. Okay, so they're probably going to get some brutes out this turn. Gaining of momentum. So let's see if they have brutes. Just a quick pick, okay. And they are going to prioritize killing the Adrenaline Fiend. Another double jump, yeah, so they definitely have brutes coming down. Holy smokes, yeah, this is probably game.
Your end comes, you fail. Your end comes now. Your end comes now. I yield.
Yeah, that's probably enough out of me. I think even DK being good was situational deal. Farming even shamans. Yeah, I think like if even DK is good, I think Wild is like in a phenomenal spot, because like even DK is all about like fighting for board, doing like value trades, all that fun stuff that people love about Hearthstone. But now we kind of just have rush them down, combo, hard control decks, which is like still, people really enjoy this format. Just because of the variety of deck archetypes. But I do agree that like board-based fighting for board style is missing a little bit.
Illidan versus AFK.
Okay, what flavor of mage do we got?
Can this wait?
This ends
Maybe hostage mage? Could be even a rare elemental mage. Field of Strife is not. Do I keep Field of Strife? I really want to find another pirate instead. But like Field of Strife is really good. But at the same time, if I don't draw a turn 1 pirate, this is a very awkward hand. We found that turn 1 pirate. And we found a Ysera Enjoyer.
I see you've brought guests.
Seeming to be a hostage situation. There's my board. There's my turn 1. Now if I can find a Field of Strife, questline mage, of course. Everybody saw that coming. And a First Flame. First Flame is pretty good against me. There is the Field of Strife, which I think will need to be my next turn.
Job's done.
Just to avoid getting dunked on by First Flame or a ping throughout the mana burn. And a mistake. And another Field of Strife. Crash on in. And now we have undone what Renethal did. And we have been Rising Waved. And my opponent's about to get glided on. Deal. Not a bad top deck. And my next turn's gonna go a little crazy potentially
Job's done.
with a dangerous cliffside. My opponent did not like the hand that I gave them with that glide. Fair enough. So next turn is probably just a dangerous cliffside and a magnifying glaive. Are they gonna try to get me with the crab? Disrespectful. So it's Highlander questline mage, of course. So let's go with a dangerous cliffside and a glaive, and I think my pirates will go in there. And or do I just like ignore what they're doing completely and just try to hit them in their head? Yeah. Just ignore what they're doing might be the angle. Because I also have Field of Strife, which I honestly forgot I had. So I will be a little responsible and clear their 3-2. Yeah, that felt responsible. Dirty Rat will expose my Adrenaline Fiend, which is actually a bit backbreaking. And the crab's probably going to clean up the Adrenaline Fiend if I had to guess. And Devolving Missiles. Of course. Okay. Is that good? I mean, I think it's good. Yeah, I mean, that has to be insane, right? Yeah.
I have given up everything. What have you sacrificed?
What have you sacrificed, mage opponent?
Fear my blade.
And I will hold off, actually, on pressing that button. I think. So, next turn this represents...
Shadows grow long.
You can't beat me.
This represents quite a bit of damage next turn.
You can't beat me.
Yeah. I think it's actually good to hold this. Because they can clear one of my things. Super glad I held it. Because it turns out my opponent is hard running Blizzard. So, Treasure Distributor. Okay. That's pretty massive. So let's play the Distributor.
For treasure transport.
And I can weave in quite a bit of hero powers, so I will play my weapon. Press this button. Hero power once. Maybe even twice. And yeah, I think 3 times is probably where I'm gonna end up. And then next turn I have lethal even if they do freeze my board. Sick. Super happy I held onto that location charge. So that is likely Ice Block. So let's... I mean, I guess I can check to see if it is Ice Block. Or Objection, rather. Let's just play a Patches. And also a Dangerous Cliffside. I'm trying to get them down to 1, so just 1 hero power can get them out of this game. Cool. Looks like we'll be doing just that. So do I clear their 3/4 with my face? I think the answer is actually yes, because now I can draw 2 additional cards. Great. And we can also clear the crab, and I will keep this location at bay yet again. So, does this have another ice block in it? There it is. There's their second ice block. Cool, 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 cool. There's a mistake, and I think we're just gonna clear their ETC, bump in, and no reason to play anything in my hand. Yep. Can I hear a third ice block? No, just a top deck Reno. That's fine. That's fine. Top deck Reno. All good. So we have double Roughhouser. So that's good. Double Roughhouser. How do I feel about that? I think I love it. So let's double Roughhouser. Perfect. And I have just enough mana to go a little crazy with my hero power. Eight will need to be enough. And if they have a board freeze effect, I will cry. If that sounds good to everybody here. Excuse me. Typhoon, of course. Of course, Typhoon. Mana burn. And I don't have any weapons left. So I will go for a singular mana burn. Hero power a little bit. And I guess there's really no reason not just to play out these nerds. So I can get them down to 11. Cool. If they have the Flame Ward, it's not a good look for me. How many parachutes do I have? I have 4 parachutes. Sure. Star Power has dunked on me. Treasure Distributor. I guess I play this out. Like, really, it's not doing much.
It's time for treasure.
Just being in my hand. And is there any reason to hold this? I don't think so. I think I'm better off just smacking my opponent. Yeah. So let's just smack my opponent for 5. So we desperately need to draw parachutes. And they're going to clear my 1/2. And all this stuff is... Sure, I mean, I guess that's a good reason to get rid of that. Field of Strife.
Fear my glade.
Smack. And we'll end the turn. So I think Field of Strife counts as a spell. So that's the reason I am going to keep that. Because I'd rather this get countered than another Dispose of Evidence. And we have a Roughhouser. It's 1, 2, 3. So 7, 8. And there's no reason really to play into this obvious objection or explosive runes, so I will, very excitingly, end the turn. And I will be at 5. Can my opponent deal me 5 damage?
You've won this time.
Riveting game as always, Hostage Mage. Always a delight. Fantastic. I feel like that was a very satisfying game, you know. Everybody had a great time. Ice Block is a fun card to play and play against. Renathal Questline Mage is kind of a deck. I see some people mess with it, but I would definitely say the non-Questline versions of it are much better.
Illidan,
Ooh, a
versus
Druid opponent.
Nulgurian.
You have much to answer for. It isn't over between
Typically,
us,
a
brother.
Renathal, maybe Mill Druid, could also be some sort of aggro Treant Druid. Doubtful, that's definitely not what you should bank on, but it could be. This hand seems cracked. Yeah. Full keep, coin out Ship's Cannon on 1. Mana burn, Pirate on 2. That is what I'm initially thinking.
I see you've brought guests.
There is our main man Renathal, making our lives as an aggro opponent very, very tricky. But we'll just throw out the cannon. And they are of the Ramp Persuasion. So let's... Yeah, stick to the game plan. Mana burn them out of the game. And make a nice wide board. So this Ship's Cannon is going to deal quite a bit of damage this game. And they're going to hero power into my Patches. Patches did his job. Was my free card that also dealt 2 damage. And I think I would rather have this 2-1 out. So I do want to spend all my mana this turn. So let's do just that. So draw my weapon and eventually discount the weapon. Next turn is looking like an easy glaive mistake.
Stay alert, my children.
And my opponent is going to taunt up with their free 3/5. Which I don't think I care much about.
Your wish is my suggestion.
Here comes the crab. Oh, Earth Shock. Okay. Interesting. That is a phenomenal draw, actually. So we'll play the Mistake. I know we're kind of playing into Zephyrus right here, because we know they have Zephyrus. But I do think this is actually correct to do. Crash in to their 3/3. And we have an Adrenaline Fiend with a board that is likely going to be cleared next turn. So Zephyrus is going to offer them something for 4 mana, which will be Lightning Storm.
Don't break it! Load it up!
I could preemptively kill their Zephyrus. So would I rather deal them 2 or them have a 3/2? That is the question.
Onde Thoris it the
Time grows short.
I think I would rather them not have a 3/2. Because they're definitely going to clear my board this turn.
Your wish is my suggestion.
Here comes Lightning Storm or like Shadow Flame. Probably Lightning Storm though. Shadow Flame. Okay. They do not want to be overloaded for next turn. Gotta respect that. And I will play Adrenaline Fiend and I think Field of Strife to draw an additional card, but also to put Glide in a good spot in my hand. Not going to Hero Power because I will likely draw a 1-drop. Play said 1-drop. So we're definitely racing their Reno. Now, if they don't clear my board this turn, Glide could just be lethal. Gaining 9. Okay. I think I wanted them to put that right back in their hand. Like, it's tempting to play the Roughhouser, but I think that would look a lot better in their hand. And also, they have 7 cards in hand. Ooh, I can also play Ship's Cannon before, in case I get any parachutes. Yeah, you gotta take that. That's fantastic. So, put away their hand, and I draw a lot more cards than they do. Double Parachute. No, just 1 Parachute. Okay, and I think I will rather clear their ETC. So let's clear that bad boy, deal them a bit of damage, and go upstairs for 4. Not a bad Glide. So hopefully they don't have anything for 8 mana that just ruins my day.
All it takes is love,
Okay.
care, and death.
Seedsman does not constitute ruining my day. And I think it's just Dangerous Cliffside and Weapon. That should probably just be enough to be lethal. Yeah, absolutely. I'd be very surprised if this was not lethal. Yeah. A little over lethal. Glide is a very messed up card. So I like disrupted them by making them like effectively discard like 3 cards, and I drew 3 cards, all for 4 mana. Not bad. Curious what my win rate with this deck has been so far. 5-2. Pretty slick, 71% win rate. Let's try to get like 2 more wins. I think that'd be a good spot.
Illidan versus Uther.
Playing against
Glory to
Uther.
Alliance. This ends now.
And I'm going first with a ship's cannon in my hand, but no coin. It's kind of tempting to throw away the cannon, since it's like a glaive opener. I think I want to do that, because I'd rather draw a turn 1 pirate to go with my brigand, and with brigand openers, your hand becomes really small really quickly, so glaive is awesome. So that's the theory with this keep. Probably the best pirate to pick up. And instrument tech will draw me my other glaive, which really doesn't line up well with my hand, but we'll take it. So we got the Insano start, double patches and a brigand. Really the only way this could be better is another brigand.
Cannot wait to read these.
And a mistake. So I could go mistake, hero power, and clear their 1/3, or I can just ignore what they're doing completely and use my mana more efficiently. And I think I like that play, because really we're just racing them having Prismatic Beam. That card pretty much solos us. And they are going to be coining out the weapon. Makes sense. And they're crashing into one of my 1/1s. Keeping my board nice and clear. I think they're wondering if they should play a Libram on their 1/2. Treasure Distributor. I think it's a pretty easy hero power turn, and I will clear their guy because Libram Paladin does like to have things to put their Librams on. So kind of an awkward draw with this double glaive, but hopefully I draw like Dispose of Evidence or like another 1-drop. So I can make my hand nice and empty for the glaive. Gonna go with a taunt. And I've yet to draw any parachutes. Hopefully I can draw some next turn. Especially if my treasure distributor lives. A Field of Strife would also not be half bad. But really all I'm wanting to draw is Dispose of Evidence to throw away one of these glaives so I can get a fresh new card that isn't a 3-drop weapon.
I must move quickly.
My opponent is pondering what they should do with these 2 Librams they just drew. With them hovering over this card, I think, I don't want to assume, but I think the Professor has disconnected. Yeah, it feels like a DC to me. And a mana burn to go with it.
Burn away.
Kinda tragic with my opponent supposedly disconnecting, and I'm going to make sure I can draw multiple parachutes. So I'm going to clear my board a little bit so I can set up a nice little glaive hit. And no parachutes for me today, but I do have a roughhouser for future parachutes. Okay, well, while my opponent's disconnected, I've been thinking about making another video about revising old cards. Because I made one for the legendary weapons. And I think I want to, like, revisit the old Death Knights. Like, you know, Rexar, see you, opponent. Deathstalker, Rexar. Shadow Reaper Anduin less so, because I think that card is completely playable in Wild. But I've been thinking about making a second kind of how I would redesign old cards kind of video. And less gameplay video. I think that could be interesting. And the legendary weapons video did decently. So I think more of those more high-level commentary videos, maybe more geared towards game design, could be kind of interesting. Ooh, got a Warlock, which I actually have not seen all day. I am very surprised because this card Warlock is incredibly popular. Let's just go with a full keep. This hand seems insane. I watched your Boar Priest video and I'm really tempted to craft. Is it worth it? Luckily that deck isn't too pricey, and the legendary it has is just generally good, with it being a tourist card. And I don't think discard Warlock is going anywhere, and that Boar Priest absolutely demolishes that deck. One thing that I do want to say, though, is that Boar Priest deck also struggles a lot versus most Paladin decks. So that is the main weak side of Boar Priest. But, like, it's a really fun deck. If you're into those, like, slow, grindy control decks that also feel like a combo deck, I do recommend it. But if you are struggling with Dust, I would probably recommend a cheaper, more established deck like Libram Paladin. But at the same time, I know Libram Paladin isn't everybody's cup of tea. So if you saw how those games were playing that seemed interesting to you, I do recommend it, because I do think I have a positive win rate with that deck. Let me check real quick what my win rate is with it. Yeah, I'm 14-7 with it, which is not a huge sample size, but like a 67% win rate. Just farming discard Warlocks does feel pretty good. My opponent did kind of dunk on me last turn, huh? With the animated broomstick. And they have another broomstick. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. And I think I will just go with the Roughhouser. Hero power down there 1/1. And shove some damage while I can. Thanks for stopping by, Eomer. Appreciate you. What I don't appreciate is this Molten Giant on turn 3. Is it my own fault for hitting my opponent super hard? Sure. I'll concede that fact. But I still don't appreciate it. Luckily, I'm going pretty wide, so if they're trying to like control my board with this big 8/8, I feel decent about where this game is going. I'm also trying to keep their life total nice and low. Of course, it is the Dirty Rat build of discard, so they have a nice big taunt in my way. Let's go with the Glaive and get the full draw out of it. And I'm also going to Hero Power so I can get through this Dirty Rat. And also deal them 4 more damage. Keep their life total nice and low so they can't do anything with Heal Stone. That is my main objective right now. And next turn I have Fiend, Brigand, and something else off the top of my deck that I can draw 2 cards off of Glaive, hopefully. How's it going, Cameron? Thanks for stopping by, appreciate you. So my opponent's been kind of on the back foot this whole game, because that's what Pirate Demon Hunter does to opponents, but like this 8/8 being on defense duty is definitely not what this guy wants to be doing. The games have been going well. I think my win rate with this deck is kind of insane right now. And I think my opponent has now left the game. Which, you know, this deck has that effect on people. Ooh, Rotten Apple is a good way for my opponent to still be in this game. Dangerous Cliffside is potentially the best draw I could have. I think. And I could just ignore again what they're doing, which I think I will do. Yeah, I'm kind of into that. Let's just ignore what they're doing, crash on in, and draw 2 cards while dealing an obscene amount of damage. And I'm going to keep this at home. Yeah. So we have survived the Molten Giant's onslaught. We really haven't given them much of an opportunity to stabilize with like heal stones. That being said, they might have one coming up this turn. Or they are digging for one. So they need to clear my board, heal. Okay. That constitutes clearing my board. Yeah, I think we got this game done. And I just had an obscene amount of damage. Cool. Kind of a terrifying start from my opponent, but they also did not have any like crazy heal stone plays, so Pirate Demon Hunter got the job done. Don't see a lot of Pirate Demon Hunter these days. Yeah, I mean, I think the reason you don't see much of it is because it's kind of like it's like sneakily expensive. It has 3 legendaries, and people just kind of don't gravitate towards this kind of play style. They want to play, you know, Quest Warlock. It's a little bit more, you know, flashy. We're just hitting people in the head with patches. Another Warlock. Right when I say I haven't seen a Warlock today, it's back-to-back Warlock.
This ends now.
I think I will keep Field of Strife. This card, like, always exceeds my expectations. And I will, of course, keep Space Pirate because that's a turn 1 pirate. That might be a better turn 1 pirate. Anyway. Why? Why? That's just my main question, I guess, is just why.
No, don't. It's still good.
Naturally. Okay, well, I draw patches. They draw expired merchant. Soul Barrage. My opponent probably just wanted it more. If I had to guess.
Small in size, huge in evil.
Thoughts? Thoughts, opinions? Anyway. Anyway. Yeah, that's a concede angle. We'll get him next time. The highs and lows of playing a pirate deck, I guess. I got a friend request, I think. We'll check that out later.
Illidan versus Anduin.
The light shall bring victory.
This ends now.
Let's not keep these two, but I do like Adrenaline Fiend. I also like Cliffside with Adrenaline Fiend. Man, it's so hard to mulligan Cliffside. I think it is correct. Battle in the sun right now. Hold up. My opponent is on 30 cards. No shadow guy in their priest. Could this be the rare boar priest? Illuminate. Okay, so it's probably Nizami priest. If I had to guess. So a turn 1 Illuminate into Thinking. So they're definitely trying to figure out how to get me out of this game as soon as possible. Just like I am. Now, I really want to mana burn them next turn, because that's typically when they try to go crazy. Creation Protocol, yeah. So we're definitely going to be mana burning them next turn. And we have a Nightshade Tea. Fair enough. Ooh. Change of plans. Just hit them in their head as hard as you can. So now if they play Nizami, I think I need to... I mean, if I kill it, they can probably just reanimate it, but also I need to kill it because they might just have the combo. But at the same time, mana burn could buy me some time. So I could crunch in with this, hit it with the glaive, and get them down to 11? And I think that also sets up lethal. I think no matter what, that sets up lethal.
Burn away to ash.
So no matter what, this is happening. And this is also happening, because I might as well just hit with the Roughhouser into their Nozami. So this is still lethal.
Banana brawl.
Yeah. Let's be safe. And I think this sets me up for winning the most. They have 2 mana to work with, and they are facing lethal damage. And if a part of their turn is wrapped up with reanimating Nizami, I think I win. Power Word Shield. This definitely feels like a desperation move.
You have better.
Cool. Very tricky game to navigate. A lot of decisions to make in those 4 turns for both players. And that's why I like aggro. Like, I think a lot of people think control is the only decks that make decisions. But the aggro early game decisions are just so important. So, for all my aggro deck haters out there, try out aggro. It's very fun, in my opinion. Unless you draw patches, and then it's miserable. But, like, simply just don't draw patches and just be, like, a good gamer, I guess. Just be skilled and talented. That's my #1 piece of advice.
Illidan versus N'Zoth.
Another Warlock. Okay, so this is probably going to be my final game. 8-3 right now with Pirate Demon Hunter. So a nice 73% win rate in around 1,000 Legend is rock solid. Now, the age-old question. After about 10 or so games, I think I have learned that Field of Strife is actually the absolute best card in this deck. Yep, hit him in their head. So I did not see Renathal, so this is definitely discard Warlock. So what am I hoping for next turn? Just any pirate, really. Turn 1 Solarium. My opponent is trying to high roll me. Yeah, so maybe turn 1 Solarium is not always the move, but yeah. Seems about right. Yeah, it seems about right. I agree. I agree. Okay. One more game. Just one more. 75% win rate. Thank you, Warlock opponent, for blessing me with more win rate stats. I owe you one. Where's win trading? Where's win trading up here in the 1,000 Legends? So would I recommend Pirate Demon Hunter? I guess so. Because it does like translate to many other decks. Like if you want to play like Questline Demon Hunter, you also need Patches the Pilot. Yeah. Up against a Warlock, or a Warrior rather. With the skin. Ooh, Patches, I love to see you in the mulligan decision, because that means I get to throw you right in the garbage. Just throw you right in the dumpster. No turn 1 pirate is a bit awkward. That's okay, because we'll draw it right here.
I see you've brought guests.
I don't want to talk about it.
Mine.
Probably the most awkward hand I've drawn yet. Like, it does have, like, some... mulligan patches, still draw patches. Don't put that evil on me. Don't you dare. It's happened too many times. They never kill the 2/3. This Control Warrior? No. I don't know if they have a single card that can kill a 2/3. That'll probably kill a 2/3, that Forged card. Oh yeah, this hand is awkward. So let's play the Pirates away. And let's mana burn them to prevent that Forged card from wrecking us instantly. Ooh, and next turn we can glide that card out of here. I kind of love that. It also makes them pretty much discard 4 cards. Yeah, that's what we're doing. We draw 1 card, they discard 4 cards, we get rid of that Forged card as well, and we crash in for a bunch of damage. End the turn. The glitching that my opponent's doing is very convincing. Yeah, it really feels like my computer is malfunctioning. Thank you, Blizzard, for giving me panic multiple times throughout a game. I do appreciate that. And did they drew it? Shuffle it into your deck and draw it anyway. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not even mad. Why would I be mad? It's just a video game. I'm livid. Deal them 4 damage. End the turn. So next turn I have a crazy amount of damage actually. And Axe of the Four Fathers. Up there with one of the most disrespectful cards my opponent could ever have. Wow. So we will, I guess, crash in for 6. And they will be clearing my board again next turn with the Axe. So I'm going to keep Space Pirate right there. Yeah. I completely forgot this was a card. But my opponent did not, so I guess that's an egg on my face. Also, they're probably like Reno, so we're also against the clock there as well. And my glide did its best, but I think they have undone what I was trying to do there. Space Pirate, and I might as well just jam in some damage while I can. And deal my opponent, I think that was 12 damage this turn. There's no way they have
Your wish is my suggestion.
a way to clear my board. I don't think so. Ooh, they did. Nightmare matchup. Absolutely a nightmare matchup. But honestly, I know I sound like I'm coping pretty hard. we can still win. With one magnifying glaive, we can actually my field of strife just went away, didn't they? Yeah, I don't think we can win anymore. Yeah, I think my opponent might have this. Yeah. They got that one. They got that one. It's okay. So, Glide throwing their whole hand back and them drawing the Bellowing Flames again. I think we can all agree, pretty messed up. Pretty, I mean, not to say unlucky, but it was unlucky. One more win, hopefully. One more game, honestly. And then we'll call it a day. 9-4 record. A slick 69% win rate. Let's see if we can make that a 70-ish% win rate. Versus a druid. Looks like the Overwatch player made their way over to play some Hearthstone. And because I am terrified of drawing patches, and this hand honestly looks fine, we keep that. We have been burnt too many times by drawing patches. Not even going to mess with it. Okay, we are definitely playing against a communion deck. And this hand is absolutely insane. And we will end the turn. So can they get the Insano turn to Communion? Does not look like they can. But just in case they have the Insano turn 3 Communion, let's just zap that mana and smack them for a little bit of damage. So I think this is probably a nightmare matchup for my opponent. Because next turn, if they Communion, they're just taking another turn off. And I just have an insane opener, so I think it's a probably good game. Alright, do you have the Communion to discard your hand? Okay, innervating out. Guff. Sure. That is Guff. I will miss you as well, Guff. Definitely a nightmare matchup for the supposedly Astral Communion deck. Alright. Top 900 Legend with Pirate Demon Hunter. Pretty good, not bad. Ending the stream with a 71% win rate with this deck. I think I can thoroughly recommend this deck if you're just trying to like climb. Yeah, this deck's insane. That's all I got for today. If you've enjoyed the stream, if you want to see more streams in the future, I'm gonna try to stream more. I know I've been a little, you know, inconsistent with the streaming, but I would like to stream more. We're going to try. But subscribe, all that fun stuff so you don't miss streams or miss videos. This will likely be turned into a video or absolutely turned into a video. That's all I got. Have a good one. Bye. See ya.